Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrapatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam Balastavat Kridasakta Tarunastavat Taruni-sakta Vruddhastavat Chintasakta Parame Brahmani Kopina Sakta. Even though this verse looks like no one is thinking about Brahman, no one is taking the pursuit of higher things, no one is paying attention to the vitally important things which actually will make a difference. In spite of that, what Shankaracharya says here is that at every age you have an opportunity to take the exit from samsara. At every age. In your presentation, this verse you might have, yes, you have. This is a composition of Puja Guruji, right? Balastavat shiksha saktaha, tarunastavat diksha nishtaha, vruddhastavat bhiksha vrittaha, sayeva brahmani sadanuraktaha. So, when you are a balastavat, be firmly rooted to your knowledge, studies. Tarunastavat diksha nishtaha. So you take up certain, japa, take up certain nishtas. I will do this. That is called diksha. When you say diksha means what? Diksha means you initiate yourself into spiritual practices. Take guidance from elders and then start. Vruddhastavat bhiksha vrittaha. And one becomes a vruddha. Vruddha means as one grows in old age. Then have the attitude of what I am receiving is bhiksha. What do you mean what I am receiving is bhiksha? What I am receiving is bhiksha means don't have the sense of I and mine. Give the idea of I and mine and feel whatever you are receiving is God's blessings. And take your mind towards God. Sayeva brahmani sadanuraktaha. Such a person is ever walking on the path to God realization. Right? Then in the next verse, that 8th verse, you had Bhagavan Shankaracharya showing us how that very family life can become a training ground for higher pursuits. Tattvam chintaya tadiha brataha. The very family life is a training ground. Why do we say it's a training ground? Because that is where we start our process of expansion. Till that age, one lives a sense of I am, and does not take much responsibilities because mother is there, father is there. But then when one enters into the marriage, wedlock, then what happens? Expansion begins. This expansion is what is spiritual progress. Expansion is spiritual progress. And therefore the training that we are receiving in a family setup becomes a training ground for your expansion all through your life. The final expansion is your oneness with the entire cosmos. That is the final. That is the complete. That is the final. That is where you have to go. That is your target. And you will see the beauties of this expansion. You will understand how it is done through the institution of marriage. Through that, it's not, you can call it an institution, but it is a loving ground of expansion, where it is facilitated. But at no point of time endanger the freedom of the other person by possessing, by enslaving, by taking away the other person's freedom to think. One should never do that. One should always understand that there should be spaces in togetherness. One should understand that. Love does not give us the right to take away somebody's freedom. In fact, love should encourage the other person to think for oneself. Guidance we can provide. But freedom should not be taken. So that is verse number 8. Then when you go to verse number 9, the beautiful ladder of progress. Satsangatve nissangatvam, gatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan muktihi. But in this, satsangatve nissangatvam is coming, no? In between there is one thing. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. In between there is something. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam. In between there is something. I tried to say yesterday, but I am not sure every one of you grasped it. Therefore I will try again. When you take to satsanga, meaning when you connect yourself with noble thoughts, that can be in terms of person, that can be in terms of books, that can be in terms of any kind of, but when you associate with noble thoughts, satsanga, when you expose yourself to noble thoughts, then what happens? You will see the foolishness of we will see the foolishness of our patterns of thinking. Our pratipaksha bhavana will grow. Okay? And from that what will happen? Nissangatvam. There will happen detachment. What is detachment? Detachment is understanding what I have been thinking so far is wrong. Let me not do it again. Let me not continue the same foolishness. Right? Ma kuru dhana jana yavana garvam. Like what was the first verse after Bhaja Govindam? Muda jahi dhanagama trishna kuru sad buddhim manasi vitrishna. Yallabase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam naristana bhara nabhidesham drishtva maga moha vesham yetan mamsavasadi vikaram manasi vichintaya varam varam. From this what will happen? Nissanga will happen. A satsanga which does not lead to nissanga means that you have not done what that satsanga advises us to do. And what is that? Pratipaksha bhavana. So satsanga you do, then you gain pratipaksha bhavana, and from that pratipaksha bhavana you gain nissanga. Same way, nissangatve nirmohatvam. And when you withdraw your mind from those useless pursuits that we have been doing so far, then we free our mind to enter into the scriptural study. Then we free our mind to go deeper in the spiritual pursuit. Deeper in the spiritual pursuit. We commit ourselves to spiritual pursuit. That commitment to spiritual pursuit is what is called Shravana, Manana, and all those things. I have not used these technical terms for you. Shravana means to listen to the Shastra deeply. Manana means to reflect upon that very closely. And Nididhyasana means try to practice that very, very deeply. Then from that what will happen? Nirmohatva will happen. What is Nirmohatva? The end of delusions. What is a basic delusion? I am the individual. I am an ego. I am such and such person. What is the truth? The truth is I am one with everyone. I am one with the cosmos. The same self which is shining here is the same self in everyone. This is the final truth. But this one doesn't come to it just by hearing to that. One has to first hear that, then one has to reflect upon that logically for oneself to be convinced, and then one has to practice that so that all old thinking are removed, and from that what will happen? Nirmohatva, the absence of delusion, including the delusion of being an individual, goes away. Okay? So therefore you see, from Nissanga to Nirmoha, what is there? The spiritual practices are there. Of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is also called Dhyana. Do you know what is Shravana? Shravana is listening to the Shastra from the Guru. Manana is what? Reflecting on the Shastra with one's own thinking processes, logic, and so that one gets convinced. Blind acceptance will not help. Spirituality, if one thinks one has to blindly accept everything, it will not work. This is the most logical science. We have to employ our thinking faculties to the maximum. Till we become convinced, we have to think, question, discuss, argue, find out the truth, and one has to walk. Okay? How many questions Arjuna is asking Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita? So many questions. And Upanishads starts with question. Many Upanishads starts with a question itself. In other words, one has to think for oneself, for that conviction. Then will come what? Nirmoha, the absence of delusions, including that of the individuality. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam. And once that conviction you have come, that I am not an individual, then one abides in that knowledge. From jnana, one has to walk to vijnana. Nischala tattvam. Then, because direct experience is a final knowledge, is actual knowledge. I know sugar is sweet, but once I put it in my tongue, I know it is sweet. However much I hear, however much logically also I am convinced, still it will not equal to experience. So nirmohatve, even after you are convinced about it, even after you are sure about it, then you practice the deep absorption. That is called as samadhi. Absorption you practice. Samadhi means people think that somebody is dead. No. Samadhi means what? Samyak adhanam. Placing your mind fully in that knowledge. Like how you put that gulab jamun in that sugary syrup, so that every pore of it becomes sweet. In the same way, put your mind in that knowledge. Soak it in that knowledge completely. So that every pore, so that every cell, so that every facet of your thinking does not have that negativity of individuality. Right? Then what happens? Nischala tattvam. Then one's clarity becomes unshakable. Nischala. This is also called stita prajna. Straight out, being stita prajna. Nischala tattvam. And thus when one is firmly established in the self, in that abidance, when that vijnana is very, very true and strong and perfect, then one has jivan muktihi. What is jivan muktihi? Even when the body is there, liberation is there. It is not that sometimes people think in some philosophies, in some thinking, in some religious process of thinking, they think what? I have to go to some heaven. Only then I am liberated from sorrow. And there I'll be sitting on the right side of God or left side of God. They're all nonsense, foolishness. You can sit on the right side of God, left side of God, if your God is one individual. God is not somewhere high above the clouds. And sometimes I think that liberation is going to some place where you have some 40,000 wives. One wife itself you can't manage here. You could 40,000 wives, you will go crazy. All kinds of nonsense thinking. Or liberation is going to some Shivaloka, some Vaikunta. Only there I can get liberated. No. Jivan muktihi. You can taste that fullness of your self, that Paramananda, here and now. Right? Nishchala tatve jivan mukti. Meaning, jivan eva muktihi. While living itself, end of sorrow. You don't have to go somewhere to put an end to sorrow. Why? Because all sorrow is caused by the imagination I am an individual. If you remove that problem, if you remove that mistake, then where is the problem? As long as you see that rope to be snake, then you have the problem of fear. The moment you understand that it is not a snake but a rope, then where is fear? Where is sorrow? It is not there. As long as you take yourself to be individual, we have sorrow, fear, samsara we have. Once we understand our true nature, where is samsara? Jivan neva muktihi. Right? And such a person is not born again. Because why? Desires, etc., which prompt rebirth is no more there. As long as individuality is there, incompleteness will be there. And when incompleteness is there, desire will be there. When desire will be there, action will be there. And action will be good or bad. Based on the good and bad of action, one gets the next embodiment. All these things starts with the initial mistake of one is individual. If one has dropped the individuality, where is the fuel for the birth? Where is the fuel for the next embodiment? It is not there. And this kind of liberation means what? Jivan eva muktaha. But there is no new birth for that person. That is called as videha mukti. A jivan mukta becomes a videha mukta. When the body falls for the jivan mukta, does it take one more embodiment? No. That is called videha mukti. Videha means without body he is liberated. With body also he was liberated. Now without body, there is no individuality for which liberation is required. That is called videha mukti. Right? Are you able to see this verse fully? It's a very deep verse. We can easily say satsangatve, nisangatvam. Many things are there. From satsanga comes pratipaksha bhavana. And from that comes detachment. From detachment comes this deep study of the Shastra, deep study of Vedanta, through the process of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Then comes the destruction, then comes the conviction about one's nature. nirmoha. And when that conviction about one's nature is kept strong, deep, by absorption in the knowledge, then comes one's abidance. That samadhi is that absorption. In English we translate samadhi as absorption. That is the right translation. You absorb in that knowledge. Then one comes to the firm experience of the self, nischala tattva. And when one is firmly established in oneself, then what is there? Jivan neva muktihi is there. Okay? This verse is one of the toughest verses in this Bhaja Govindam. Remember that. Something so easy. Easy. Because you understand it. If you don't understand it, it is nice to chant. Satsangatve, nisangatve, nisangatve, nirmohatve, nischalagatve. Anybody who has studied Bhaja Govindam, you ask that person, explain this verse. This is a test for Bhaja Govindam study. Alright, now we go to the 10th verse. We have completed this 11th verse. 10th, Vayasi Gate. We have completed that, right? Vayasi Gate kaha kama vikaraha shushke nire kaha kasara kshene tattve kaha parivaraha jnate tattve kaha samsaraha. How do you say Jivan Mukti is there? Because jnate tattve kaha samsara. Meaning, ajnate tattve samsara. When you do not know your nature, there is samsara. When you know your nature, where is samsara? You want to listen to me looking at data? I am here talking. Jnate tattve kaha samsara. Right? Now, 11th also we finished, right? What is 11th verse? Ma kurudha. Here one important point is there which I have brushed fast for completion. Let us read the verse. Ma kurudhana jana yauvana garvam
Atalaha sarvam
midam akilam buddhva brahma padam tvam pravisha videtva bhaja govindam
Govindam bhaja mudhamate samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshati dukrin karane.
Ma kuru, don't. Dhana jana yavvana garvam. Don't be foolish to be complacent. Don't be foolish and rest satisfied because of dhana jana yavvana. In other words, don't be satisfied because of some externality. Dhana outside. Jana also outside. Yavvana also outside. Body is outside. Don't be anything because of some externality. Don't be confident of yourself. Sarvam paravasham dukkham. What is not in your control, because of that you will have only sorrow. Sarvam paravasham dukkham. If you think that all is fine because of wealth, you are in danger. If you think all is fine because of contacts, people under your control, power, danger. These are all dangers. And if you think all is fine because you have a good health now, and a lot of energy in the body, wait till you come to 42. Why? What is 42? First you will get the specs. 42 exactly it will come, specs will come. Swamiji, I have got now itself specs. ठीक है. Your Vardhakya is happening fast. It will come slowly. Diabetes will come. Blood pressure will come. Cholesterol will come. Then visits to doctor will become more and more. This is how it is going to be. You cannot be an exception. Swamiji, I do yoga. You will delay the process, that's all. Delay the process. But body will have its own natural deterioration. Can't be helped. Can't be helped. Yes, pranayama, yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. But it doesn't mean that body will not die. Nothing is going to change the status quo of the matter. Harati nimeshat kala sarvam. Time is going to take away everything in its rush. When the rivers go to flood, you will see all buildings and everything, such huge things also fall and taken away. Time is like that. There have been so many people in this world before you. They are not there. They will be, you will also go away giving space to the people who are going to come. Maya mayam idam akhilam buddha. Understanding all these things are what? All these things, all that you is all understanding. All these things are maya. All these things are maya means what? They are fancies which cannot be trusted. They are like magic things. All those things the magician creates after magic looks very, very fanciful, very attractive, but it can't be trusted. You can't use that. Just appears for that time, glitters, it has a glow, but all that glitters is not gold. And therefore what you should do? Brahmapadam tvam, Brahmapadam viditva, understanding your true nature, then enter into it. Enter into it means what? First know yourself and then be the self. Know yourself as Satchidananda and then be that Satchidananda. That is called Prabhisha. Know and be. Understand and stand under. Inform yourself and transform yourself. Get to know and then feel it. Knowledge, experience. Viditva, you experience it. Also, the one who knows Brahman becomes Brahman. Sayo havai yat param brahma veda brahmaiva bhavati. This is from the Mundaka Upanishad. I know it doesn't matter for you from which Upanishad it is. Swamiji is telling some Sanskrit quotation. But these are all very, very beautiful lines from the Upanishads. Sayo havai yat param brahma veda. He who knows, whoever it be that person, whoever, man or woman, anyone, it doesn't matter. Young or old, it doesn't matter. Earlier it used to be said Indian or Pakistani. Now we have to say Indian or Chinese. Things are changing. It doesn't matter. Whoever knows this truth, such a person gets liberated. Such a person becomes Brahman. Sayo havai yat param brahma veda brahmaiva bhavati. Becomes Brahman only. Okay? There's one more point about Maya Mayam, which I am not saying for the fear of creating confusion or difficulties in your comprehension. Shall I try? But you have to pay very, very good attention, okay? The word Maya. What did we say? Maya is that which is which is fanciful but not dependable. Fanciful but not dependable. Maya. Okay? That's in the general worldly sense, right? Maya means magic. Maya means what? Magical things. Magical things means what? Looking very fanciful but not dependable. That is a worldly understanding. The word Maya in Vedanta is a philosophical term. It has got a philosophical connotation. Not just a worldly connotation. Yes, association with worldly connotation, but it has got a philosophical meaning, deep meaning. What is that meaning? That which we classify as Maya or Maya or Mithya. Mithya, Maya all mean the same meaning. Okay? You must have heard this famous statement, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Okay? Confusing statement. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. What is this? Jagat Mithya or what? Mithya, the word, or Maya, the word, means that which is seen. Huh? Mithya Maya means that which is seen. Yes, that which is seen, but not true. It has got two things. Seen, it should be seen. Something which is not seen cannot be called as Maya or Mithya. Seen. But not what? But it is not as we see it. That's what it means. When I say seen but not true, what I mean is that what I see as something is not in truth that. You will easily understand. It's not at all difficult. Now, is this solid? Is this solid? Is this solid? Come on. Is this solid? Huh? Still you're saying yes? It looks solid. It looks solid. What, Swamiji? It is solid only now. What is this made up of? Atoms. Correct? What is atom made up of? Electron, proton, neutron. Electron, proton, neutron are minimal. In each atom, what is more is space. Like if you put all matter of our, let us say, solar system in one place, and then, you have, we all know, we have all these simple things. Sun is there, then Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. After what is it? Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. Then Pluto, they've taken it off now. They've taken it off. Okay? It doesn't qualify to be a planet, it seems. That is what they are saying. They have their own reasons. There are some reasons are there. They have taken it off. Now, why I'm saying all these things there, is not space more in the galaxy, in the solar system? The same way, as that much space is there, planets are only few in that space. Similarly, electron, proton and neutron occupy the least space. Proton and neutron in the center and electrons are going around. They occupy the least space. Mostly it is hollow, empty space. Now you tell me, is this solid? Looks like solid. This is called Maya. Simple. What is Maya? It is seen, but the way we see it is not true. Now one more example I'll give you. Whatever is there only I can show you. What is this color? Purple, pink, whatever. Okay, whatever color. Is it pink? Purple? Is it purple? Why do you say it looks purple? Because Swamiji, I said it looks solid, that was correct answer. Therefore I am saying this looks purple. Okay, let me explain. Let me little more explain. What is the color for this for a dog? You ask dog Swami, I don't know. Dog sees only black and white. Of course, none of us will exactly know what is the color for the dog, but dog sees only black and white. Now, is this purple? Now, I can expand. For example, snakes see only ultraviolet. Snakes see ultraviolet and infrared also. Then, what is the color for the snakes? None of us can even imagine how the snake will see this, because it sees ultraviolet, infrared, and also. If you take a bee, the bumblebees and all those bees, for them it's a vibrating world. Vibrates. There are some photographies also in which they are able to see the colors around every object. Some name is there for that. Anyone knows? Some. Suppose some person is there, they take a photo of that person. Normal photo will show you, but it will show some kind of like auras and all those kind of things. What I mean is that what we see as we see is not that. That is called Maya. Now, I am talking of Maya with respect to physics. But when I say Maya in philosophy, in Vedanta, it has a deeper meaning. Now, take that statement, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Okay? Famous statement. Brahman, what is Brahman? Existence. Consciousness, bliss also, Satchidananda, okay, but let us take, for example, for our discussion, existence. Let us take. Now this is Jagat. When I say this is Jagat, I should also think this body is also Jagat. Body is also Jagat. It has come from Jagat, it will go back to Jagat. This body also Jagat, right? We usually, when I say world, we exclude ourselves from the world. But we are also part of the world. For me, you are world. For you, I am world. That means what? Both of us are world only, no? Huh? Yes. Now, Brahma Satyam, existence. Jagan Mithya. To understand this, let us use a simple example. Wave and water. I will say, H2O Satyam, wave Mithya. H2O, water. Water is Satyam, wave is Mithya. I can make a statement from the Vedantic standpoint. From Vedanta I am telling now. Why from the Vedantic standpoint, water is Satyam, wave is Mithya? Because if I take water from wave, nothing called wave will be there. If I take water from wave, I cannot bring wave separately and show you this is wave. I cannot show. If I remove every bit of water, not a bit of wave will be there. In other words, the appearance of a wave, the perception of a wave is a mere appearance. Because if I take water out, there is no wave. Brahma Satyam. Like how I can say H2O Satyam, wave Mithya. In the same way, I can say from the Vedantic standpoint, Brahma Satyam. That means what? Sat is the truth. Why? If I take existence from any object, that object will not be there. In other words, if I take Brahman from the Jagat, Jagat is not there. If I take H2O from wave, wave is not there. So, the substratum is Satyam. The appearance is mithya. Now, from this, I take existence out. Nothing will be there. But, we ignore the existence and we see the object only. So, we ignore the existence. For example, even when I say, this is a tumbler. This is a tumbler. That this and tumbler is the world. That is Brahman. Now I will show you how that is all pervasive. This is an inhaler. I have removed that blue cover and all those things. That's why it's looking white like this. This is an inhaler. Which inhaler? Now this can become that. Suppose you are having it, then I can say that is the inhaler. That is a relative term. This and that is a relative term. It's not that important in our discussion. But when you see this, what do you see? You see the inhaler. Alright? You see the inhaler. But what do you ignore? You ignore the existence. Now, this is a tumbler. This is an inhaler. There is here also. There is also. And here what is there? There is nothing. Space, you can say. There is nothing. So nothing has also got is. Something also has got is. Everything has got is. And nothing has also got is. Existence. That means what? Existence is all pervasive. This existence is Brahman. This existence is appearing in you as I am. You understand? When I say I am, Swamiji, there is no is. No, that I am you're saying, no, that is is. So I am, you are. That are is there, no, that is existence. In old English it won't be are. Art will be used. Thou art. If you go to some old English and all, if you say art will be used. A-R-T. But it's very funny, this word are is funny. Okay? This is, these two are, these four are, we can say. But then, and I'm coming to singular, you are. I should say you is, no. You is only I should say, because all singular should have is, plural should have are. But I'm saying you are, I'm saying even though you are singular. That is the funny thing about English. When old English you will have thou art. You art will be used there. That singular you can see very, very clearly. Whether you say singular, whether you say plural, whether you say this, whether you say that, you will find all of them will have existence. This existence pervades everything. Nothing is without existence. Sadeva saumya idamagra asit ekameva advitiyam. This ekam eva advitiyam, one non-dual reality, is Sat, that is Brahman. And that Brahman is shining in your heart as existence. I am. And that is why God is not here or there, God is everywhere. God is the word used in religion. The philosophy use the word reality. Reality is everywhere. Reality is the truth. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. Why do I say Jagat Mithya? Why do I say wave is Mithya? Because when I take water out of the wave is not. Therefore it is Mithya. When I take existence out of the world is not. Therefore world is Mithya. Do I see wave? Do I see wave? Yes. My perception of wave will not go away even if I say wave is Mithya. Remember that. When I say Jagat Mithya, world is not going to go away from my perception. Perception will remain. But understanding will change. It is one thing to say wave is Mithya. It is also true to say wave is water. Right? Are you following or am I confusing? We are on a philosophical discussion, remember. This is core philosophy you are listening to. This is pure Advaita you are listening to now. I say wave is mithya, but I can also say wave is water. I can say Jagat is mithya, I can also say Jagat is Brahman. Wave is mithya. Why do I say wave mithya? If I take water out of the wave, wave is not there. Therefore wave is mithya. In the same way, when I take existence, Brahman out of the world, world is not there. Therefore world is mithya. That is one way you have to look at it. Another way to look at it is what? Wave is pervaded bit by bit, atom by atom, from top and bottom to right and left, here, there, everywhere. Wave is only water. Is it not? In the same way, Adaha, Urdhvam, Parshvam, right, left, up, down, below, everywhere. This is what? Drishyate, Shruyate, Yadyat, Brahmano, Nyatna Kinchana. Whatever I see, whatever I hear, whatever I smell, whatever I taste, whatever I see, whatever I experience, everything is Brahman and Brahman alone. Like how wave is water and water alone. Therefore, world is God and God alone. I want to experience God. What you are seeing is God. Kabir Das will say very beautifully that fish is searching for water. All the while it is in water. Somebody told the fish, there is water, water alone everywhere. That fish said, I want to find out water. The fish went to the Guru. And the Guru told, water is everywhere, my dear. It is in you, it is outside you, it is everywhere. Water, water and water alone. The fish said, I don't see water. Then the Guru said, you should do Shravana, you should do Manana, you should do Nididhyasana. I don't see God. Your understanding of God is not right, first of all, if you don't see God. First, understand what is God, then see God. All right. Now, this is also little bit only I have said. I have not told you the whole truth. Because I have told only existence. But remember, existence itself is consciousness. Existence itself is consciousness. When you say I am, that amness is existence and that amness is self-aware. This is also not completely everything. That consciousness itself is bliss. Is complete by itself. Is full. There's no lacuna there. There's nothing lacking there. It is brimful. It is Purna. It is Ananda. Swamiji, Sat I understood. Chit, little bit I understood. I can't say I fully understood. Ananda I am not understanding. Why should you understand everything in Bhaja Govindam only? Keep studying more and more. It's a very basic text. But I have to tell you what is the truth. Therefore I told you the truth. But this is, according to mathematical language, X for you now. You have to find out the value of X. Keep at it. You will get it one day. Not very far away. If you are at it, you will get it. Ma kurudana jana yavana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam maya mayamidam akilam buddhva brahmapadam tvam pravisha videtva. Now does it make a better sense now? Maya mayam idam akilam buddhva. Understanding all that you see is only Maya. Maya, meaning mithya, meaning I see it, but what I see is not the truth. I see the wave, but in truth it is water. I see the world as objects, in truth it is Brahman. Understanding all these are only Maya. Brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva. You understand this, what is this Brahman? And abide in Brahman. Meaning, abide in Brahman means don't think you are an individual. That is abidance here as Brahman. Don't think the world is world. That is also Brahman. In this way, be firmly established that Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Have you heard the statement Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma? Where? Ekatma Dham has got this motto. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. All this is Brahman. All this is Brahman means don't think all this is Brahman. Oh Buddhu, you are first Brahman. Understand that. Then you understand all this is Brahman. Without knowing you are Brahman, you can never know everything is Brahman. Alright? Now, what? This is the most important thing one should understand and gain in life. But this is Shankaracharya's style in Bhaja Govindam. First he will tell all, but then what is happening to this fellow? Ayyo. He will try to push you there. Let us read the verse. Dinayaminyau sayam pratah shishira vasantav
कालः क्रीडति गच्छत्यायुः तदपि न मुञ्चत्याशावायुः
भज गोविन्दं
गोविन्दं
भज मूढमते सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले
नहि
रक्षति दुःकृङ्करणे दिनयामिन्यौ सायं प्रातः शिशिरवसन्तौ पुनरायातः कालः क्रीडति गच्छति आयुः तदपि न मुञ्चति आशावायुः. Dinayaminyau, day and night, days and nights. Sayam prataha, sayam dusk, prataha dawn. Shishira vasanto, shishira winter, vasanta spring, punarayataha, they go and again come. Meaning days become nights, nights move on to become days, dawn becomes dusk, and dusk later on time flows and become dawn in the ebb and flow of time. Non-stop, there is continuous movement of time. Shishira vasanto, winters are spring, then time, the flow of time, all these things keep on happening. In other words, what is happening? Kalaha kridati. Look at it. Time is playing. Time is playing these games. And in the play of time, as dawns and dusk go by, days and nights go by, months go by, years go by, what is going off from you? Gacchati ayuhu. Your life also is going away. What do you want? What do you want to say? Yes, life goes away. I know. Tadapi na munchati ashavayu. Even this fellow, even then this fellow is not giving up desire. Meaning what? Arey, understand the smallness of your pursuits. Give them up. Go for the most important things. The most important thing you can ever find out is your true nature. Going behind this desire, I want this. To get that, 5 years will go away. And after 5 years goes away, are you still fulfilled? No, I want something else. 10 years goes away in getting that. Like that, we are squandering our time, taking up such pursuits which take decades and decades. And at least if it is a worthwhile pursuit which adds value to society, which adds happiness to someone at least, that is good. But even that is limited. The final good anyone can do for oneself or for the world is gain the knowledge of the self. Because once one gains that knowledge of the self, then one looks at the world in a very, very different way. And then once the way one associates and connects and contacts with everyone is so pure, so noble, so fine, so great. And one adds only bliss and joy to oneself and to the whole world by realizing oneself. And this is what is required, most important thing. Life will just go away, go away. I went to school for how many years? Some 16 years, Swamiji. 16 years? 3 to 15, 16 goes away. Then went to college, did my graduation, post-graduation. Earlier I thought graduation I'll get a good job. No. Graduation, need post-graduation also too. Then only you get a good job. Then they told me post-graduation also is not sufficient. Then I did PhD. Then they told me your PhD also is not okay. You have to do, even PhD you have done doesn't matter. You have to do B.Ed. I did that also. Then they told me that, you will be happy if you get married. I also thought like that. You all feel. All those people who feel that they will get happy, happy after getting married, they are all searching for someone. And all those people who have found that someone and then felt that they will become happy, they are saying, why did I get married? People are thinking that after marriage they will become happy. Some people after marriage are thinking, why did I get married? Then they think that probably children will make them happy. And it goes on. Then after getting children, then you think you will become happy. When they get married, you will become happy. By the time they get married and then you think they should have children, then you will become happy. Are you postponing happiness? And you have taken a particular route for gaining happiness where there is no happiness. Swamiji, how to get happiness? Find yourself, you will find happiness. That means I should not do all those things? No, you should do all those things, but not for happiness. Not for happiness. Because there is no happiness there. You should do all those things for your growth. But spiritual growth you should not lose in all these things. You should not lose. I want to go to Delhi. But I have taken my journey, which will take me to Kanyakumari. But I am saying all the while I am going to Kanyakumari, I am going to Delhi, I am going to Delhi. How will you go to Delhi? Delhi is in the north, Kanyakumari is in the south. You are going south, how will you go to Delhi? Swamiji, I will go to Delhi even then. You know how? Because the world is round, I will go round. Mad fellow. Mad fellow. Mad fellow. Nothing can be said. Incorrigible. Tadapina munchati ashavayu. Even though one understands that this is not the way to get happiness, nevertheless one goes there, invests all one's time and energy. And at the end, what has happened? I am too old now for meditation. Too old. I said I will study Bhagavad Gita when I become old. Now I am old. And I say I am too old to study Bhagavad Gita. then when will you gain that most important thing what you want to gain in your life? Prioritize and do it according to priority. First thing first. And use every opportunity as a way to spiritually grow. Every opportunity. How, Swamiji, every opportunity, I'm taking care of my child. How can I use this as spiritual opportunity? Opportunity for spiritually growing. How can I do that? Take care of your child with the idea, with the feeling that as I take care of my child, I am offering worship to Lord. Do that. Take your bath daily, but spiritualize your bath. Swamiji, how can I spiritualize my bath, Swamiji? This body is a gift from God. So as I take bath, I am taking care of God's gift to me. Spiritualize it. Every facet of life, find a way you can spiritualize it. And then that way connect yourself to God. That way go deeper in your spiritual pursuit and gain the fulfillment of God realization. Because that is the most important thing one has to achieve. That is the purpose of human embodiment. If you do this, if you gain this, your human embodiment is fulfilled. Else, it is wasted. Let this not be the case. Dinayaminyo sayam pratah shishiravasanto punarayatah kala kridati gacchatyayuhu. Gurudev's commentary, his English is so poetical. So poetical. The day decays to end itself in the night. The night dies only to blossom forth into the following day. The dawn grows in vigor and heat to be the noon, but soon wanes away to be the mellow dusk. On the wheel of happenings, the months steadily glide along, and in its soft-footed, silent march, the irresistible floods of time roll up in waves of years, sweeping everything in front of its relentless might. Hushed in the silence of its own wonderment, the age slips unperceived into its slushy grave. My God, what a language! Unimaginable. It's poetry in prose. If you know English, appreciate it. Otherwise you think, so many words I don't know. How much dictionary I have to use for it? But this is amazing language. Okay. We'll continue in the next session. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnamadaya Purnameva
Vavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.